How many times per day do you worry about your future, about your finances, about your love life, or you stress over your health? Be honest here. And it's okay if you do it. I don't want to make you feel bad about it, but I want to tell you that I know how that feels. I know how, you get that panic or that instant sweat, or you get super overwhelmed and even depressed. And I want to tell you that there is an easier and more relaxing way on how to deal with life and how to get rid of worrying and stressing about things that you can or cannot control. Watch this video till the end and you'll see what I mean.
I'm on a mission and I won't stop. No destination, but it's worth a shot. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. Run wild. I'm on a mission and I won't stop. No destination.
Hello, I'm Roswitha from roswithaherman.com, and each week I'm teaching women just like you on how to be successful in every area of your life. The most common subjects all of us worry and stress about are our future, our relationships, our health, our job, career, or business, and money. And actually, these are all the things that I help my clients with in order to achieve extraordinary success. So why do we stress and worry so much about these subjects? Well, the truth is, we all like to have control over our lives. We all want to be free. And freedom usually means to control what you wear, where you work, where you live, how you spend your time, who do you marry, what can you say, all the things we like to have freedom on, right? Okay, so when things don't go according to our plan, when we do not meet our expectations, we enter this automatic mode where we worry and stress in order to find solutions and get back our control. When we feel powerless about our future, what do? We stress and worry about it. When we feel ill, we'll think about all the things that might be affected by it and start to worry and stress about it. When we constantly fight with a loved one and cannot find the middle ground, we feel stuck and confused, so we worry and stress about it. When we do not make enough money to cover the bills, or when we get fired, or when our business does not have enough customers, we feel like drifting in the middle of the ocean without a safety net, so we worry and stress about it. We do all this because we have lost our control. So then our automatic system kicks in order to protect us, which by default is worrying and stressing about it. One of my favorite quotes when it comes to this part of worrying and stressing is from Alan Watts, which says, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." But our natural instincts are wired to do exactly the opposite. So when we find ourselves in a problem, in a situation, in a muddy water, what do? We dig, we get all dirty and the water gets muddier because we want to find the solutions. Although the solutions are not to do that, it's just to let the water clear itself, meaning let the situation clear itself and the solutions will come. And I know it's hard, and I know what you're gonna say. So you're gonna say now, "Roswitha, are you telling me that if I just got fired and I have no idea how I'll pay my bills next month, I should just do nothing and wait for a job to come to me and money to just drop out of the sky?" And I will say, yes. And no, I'm not crazy. So please let me explain what I mean. The only reason why you worry and stress over a situation is because you suddenly lost control. So you would do anything to get back your control. But what if I tell you that you never ever have that kind of control that you're trying so hard to get back. And that actually you have a different kind of control that you can use every single day, no matter the situation that you're in at the moment. Intrigued? Things that we interpret as bad never come into our life to destroy us. Instead, they come to teach us, they come to show us what we want, they come to help us get clear on what's our next step and what exactly we want next, and sometimes to push us to go to a better job or a better career or a better relationship or take better care of our health. Is never to destroy us, but always to help us. Your true and only control in this life is over your thoughts and emotions. You cannot have true control over the economy, over the society, over climate change, over politics, over economy, over so many other changes, weather. You cannot really have control over that. But how you react to things and how you focus your mind and your body and or your emotions on a daily basis, that is totally in your power. So the moment something bad happens and you feel like you lost control, the truth is you cannot lose something you never had. If you just lost your job, like, come on, you didn't have control over that. Just because they hired you didn't mean you're gonna stay there forever. At some point you either left or they would have fired you anyway. So you could never really have control over it. The only control you have is, how do I handle this situation? And of course, there are two ways to do this. You can handle the situation by worrying and stressing out about it and getting depressed and panic and all that. Or you can relax, get into alignment, and see what inspired action you are nudged to do in order to get better at that situation and find a solution. So let's see, how do we do that? So the first thing that I always suggest my clients do when they find themselves in such a bad situation is to, counterintuitive, take a break. Muddy water gets clear by itself, meaning if you dig and dig, you're not gonna find a solution. So you better just take a break, go someplace quiet for an hour, go get a coffee. But my advice is to go at it alone. So don't go out with other people. Don't just watch TV all day long. That's not good kind of break. That's just running from the issue. So I don't want you to run from the problem. I want you to take a break from the problem and focus on something else. So go for a coffee, go at the pool for a day, go get a massage, go on a trip for a couple of days. Whatever will help you unwind and not focus on where you find yourself at the moment. Because if you dig in a muddy water, it's not gonna clear itself. By just let it clear itself by default. You need to create that mental distance between you and the problem. So the moment you do that, your mind will automatically nudge you into the right direction and give you the solution you've been waiting for. If you stress and worry and you're like, I need to find a solution right now, you're just pushing the solution away because you're just getting the water muddy and muddy and muddy instead of letting it to clear by itself. Depending on how big the problem is, that's how long you need the break for. So when I was struggling with some financial problems a couple of years ago, and I just felt stuck and suffocating, and I just didn't find a way out, and I had no idea what to do. We took a vacation for almost 3 weeks, which is like crazy, but we needed a lot of time to just focus on something else. So on that vacation, we'd only focus on the vacation, on meeting new people, doing new things, on just not thinking about what's at home, the situation that it's at home. And guess what? In those 3 weeks, we made more money than we made all year round before that. So that happens when you let the water get clear by itself. So this was the first thing you need to do. The second thing is use rescue remedy. So this is part of Bach floral therapy. I'm also a therapist, so I can prescribe customized or personalized Bach therapy remedies, which are absolutely incredible. And I advise you to Google it and read everything about it, because I've been using it for probably 5 years now, and it completely changed my life, and I'm still using it every single day. How it works is it works on your emotional state, and it regulates the frequency in your body. So I could talk probably an hour on how this works, so I'm not gonna get into it right now in this topic, but please Google it, and please, if you have any other questions, write a comment below, or just email me, or just talk to me, whatever you can find me on Facebook or on Instagram. I will be happy to share with you the benefits of Bach therapy. However, if you do not have a Bach therapist, or if you don't want to get it from me, which that's totally fine, you can have this already made mix of flowers called Rescue Remedy, which you can find on Amazon. You can find it almost any drugstore or pharmacy, and they're pretty cheap. They're under $10, and they will last you probably a month. So it's a pretty good deal. And I advise you to buy the drops. So they're like rounded drops that you just eat like candy. They're a little bit sweet. They're made with fruits, and they don't have alcohol. Even your kids can have it. Even your pets can have it. I sometimes give it to my dog, because when he's anxious or too excited, so he goes all over the place, and I just give him one drops so he would calm down and just be happy instead. It doesn't have any side effects, so it's pretty healthy and good for you. But please do your research, read about it, and make up your mind. The reason why I recommend Bach therapy, and especially Rescue Remedy, because it's a mix of 5 flowers, which are rock rose to alleviate terror and panic, impatience to modify irritation and impatience, clematis to combat attentiveness, star of Bethlehem to ease shock, and cherry plum to calm irrational thoughts. So if you find yourself having one of these emotions on a daily basis, please take a drop. You can take as many drops as you need in a day. There's no max amount. However, if you do take a lot of them every single day for a couple of weeks, then it would probably be best for you to go to a Bach therapist and ask for a personalized solution, which means a therapist will ask you a couple of questions, and will see what emotions do you deal with, what's the cause behind those emotions, and will prescribe you the right combinations of flowers that will help you, navigate those emotions easily. That treatment lasts about 4 weeks, so every single month you'll have to, get a new prescription. Again, it's totally safe. Those prescriptions do contain alcohol in order to be, kept at the room temperature. Otherwise, you're gonna have to store them in the fridge, because they will just go bad in 4 weeks. But you just take a few drops every single day. It's not getting you drunk or anything. So this is my second tip on how to stop worrying and stressing over your life in general. The third tip is to journal. And if you find this hard, or if you find it like, I don't have time for this, well, honestly, you should have time for this, because it's a big thing in your life. You have time to stress and worry, so why not have 5 minutes to journal on it? So I want you to ask when you do the journaling, what's the blessing in the situation? Because once again, nothing happens in our life to destroy us. Everything happens in our life to get us to a better place. So if whatever bad has happened to you right now, please look for the blessing. What have you learned from this? What are you learning from this? How is this situation shaping your life the next days, or the next months, or in the future? What's the blessing? And do not give up until you find the blessing. So ask yourself every single day in your journaling until you find the answer, until your mind will give you the solution you've been waiting for. And by focusing on positive changes, because you can ask yourself, how is the situation making me wiser, smarter, better at life? You will find solutions easily, because what we focus on most of the time we get back. So if your focus on a daily basis is worrying and stressing and panic and depression, you're gonna get more of it. You're gonna get more situations in your life that just prove that you are right. Yes, you are right to worry, you are right to be stressed out, you are right to panic. And if you don't want that, then you need to shift your focus to the blessings, to the good things in your life, so you get more of that. So the bottom line is, instead of controlling your environment to feel free, why not control something you can, your thoughts and emotions, and feel free no matter what happens, because that's something you have 100% power over. And I know it's not easy and it takes practice, but if you start doing it now, in a year or more, you're gonna be an expert at it. And isn't that what we're all looking forward to be better day after day? Because if you just postpone this for when I'll have more time, or when I'll be better, when my situation clears itself, and then I'll journal, and then I'll buy rescue, and then I will do all that, then probably your situation is not gonna change much. So please take my advice into consideration and do your best. So now you know what to do next whenever you're worrying and stressing over your life. Did you like this video? Did you learn anything from it? Because if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and share it with whoever you think might find this useful. Because we need a world where the people worry less and stress less and just control their mind and emotions.
I'm on a mission and I won't stop. No destination, but it's worth a shot. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. Run wild. I'm on a mission and I won't stop. No destination.
Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to meet you next week. Until then, leave me a comment below if you want to see anything else, or if this teaching has inspired you to take any action today or in the near future. Thank you. Bye.